Just be out with us for a 7-day sailing on the Voyagers of the Seas Royal Caribbean. If you're new to our channel, my name is Irina.
And I'm Devon.
And we're Just Be Out. We create informative travel videos so you get the most out of your vacation. If you're not sure if Voyagers of the Seas is right for you, this video will probably help you make up your mind. This is pros and cons of the Voyagers of the Seas.
We've taken notes on things we've seen on this ship and compared it to other ships as well that we've traveled on. And just note that these things are not a deal breaker, and besides, if you come on the ship, maybe your experience might be different than ours.
And our pros or cons might be different from yours, so this is just something to keep in mind and help you make up your mind on whether or not you would want to sail on the Voyagers of the Seas. Just be out with us. Right away, as soon as you check in and go through, you will be directed to your muster station. We're at B9 right now. Where's B9?
Just this way.
Thank you. So you don't need to go to the theater and wait for half an hour and everyone is congregating. As soon as you go through, even before you go exploring the ship or do anything, they will direct you to your muster station, and this process seems so seamless and really quick too. So we're almost at our muster station. Hello, B9. Thank you.
B9 is your master station. Yes. If you're here, 7 short, 1 long brush, please come B9.
Thank you.
Just
Fantastic.
emergency.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mandatory safety check? Done. That was so seamless. I love it. Windjammer is the buffet on the Voyager of the Seas, but the con is that it is closed from 3:45 till 6 p.m. And also, if you board in late like us, our boarding time was at 4. We just got on the ship. It is 5:10, and we are starving, so we have to wait till 6 p.m. for dinner, or otherwise it's only pizza.
Now, what is definitely a pro in our book here on the Voyager of the Sea is the evening dining. We definitely look forward to coming here for dinner, unlike when we were on the Norwegian Epic. The food here is really great. It's prepared well. When you order a steak, the temperature you want it, that's the way it comes. Salmon is cooked very well. There's a lot of flavor in the food. It's not bland. It's definitely a joy coming here and having dinner. We look forward to it all the time. The service is great. The moment you sit down, a waiter comes over, puts bread on the table, puts your salt and pepper, brings your water immediately when you sit down. Again, comparing it to the Epic, which we were just on, the Norwegian Epic, that's not the way it was. We would have to wait sometimes for bread. It takes maybe 5 minutes for them to put bread on the table. And it just seems like they were understaffed. Here on the Voyagers of the Sea, they are definitely on point. Everything comes fast. Your food comes fast. You don't have to wait a long time for your food to come. So it's really great.
What we love about Royal Caribbean is that when you're dining for your evening main dining area, on each table you will find a clock like this that says not only your table number, but also the names of your waiter and the assistant waiter, and it's good to know. What we love about the Voyager of the Seas is their themed evening dining. So tonight they have a French night, and different nights the menu changes and they serve different style of cuisine. As we're walking around exploring the Voyager of the Seas, we notice that the guest services is a really small area, even though they do have 8 computers, but the area itself is very tight. So when there are a lot of guests asking questions or resolving some issues, I bet the line will be wrapping all the way around the elevators. We were just sailing on the Norwegian Epic, and sadly they do not do towel animals anymore, only upon request. Well, Here, I'm really happy that Voyagers of the Seas still do every other day. They set you up with a towel animal, and look at this beautiful peacock. I love it. Thank you, Royal Caribbean. While it's nice to have a window overlooking the promenade, but you hear the rock and roll, it is always music there. Well, in all fairness, it is only 7:20 p.m., but if you like taking naps in the evening or relax in your room, just be prepared to hear some music. Later on, they do still play music, but it is much lower and you only hear a little bit of bass, but not something that it would disturb you to sleep at night. But again, it all depends on you. If you're really sensitive to sound, the promenade window cabin might not be a good fit for you. Another Voyager of the Seas Pro is the ice skating show. The theater is packed right now. We're so lucky to get a seat, and I am super excited. I love ice skating, and I've seen some other shows on the other Royal Caribbean ships for ice skating, and I am really thrilled to see this one. It's called Ice Odyssey.
You see this overpass behind me? That is where the action takes place. And it's cool because in the promenade area, the party literally comes to you. You'll have entertainers that'll go up on that overpass and they will be in costume and they will get everybody dancing. The music gets loud. There are LED lights located on both sides of the ship and it points down at the crowd, so it's like gives it a really cool vibe, party atmosphere. Everyone is here, they're dancing, the energy is here, and I really love that technically you don't even have to go to the nightclub and entertainment comes to you.
The shower here on Voyagers of the Seas is definitely a con. I am size 4. I barely fit in. When I shower myself, I always bump my elbows. So for larger size people, I don't know how you will fit in. Let me know in the comments. Another Voyager of the Seas pros are these balconies overlooking the promenade. So if you don't want to be in the main action, you can actually stand on the balconies right to the side of the elevators on each side and on each floor and still see what's going on and be a part of the action. Usually when you're on the ship, you even forget what day of the week it is, but here on the Voyagers of the Seas, they remind you right here in the elevator. Really cool feature. The biggest pro of the Royal Caribbean, for me, I love lobster tails. Well, here's the beauty, lobster tail. Right now, they only allow 1 lobster tail per person for free. But what other ships do that? I know Norwegian does not do that. MSC does not give you free lobster tails. If you had sail on Princess, Celebrity, Virgin, Holland, let us know in the comments, do they offer free lobster tails? Another Norwegian pro, at least for me, is these washing stations right before the buffet. The water is really warm, and yes, most ships at least make you sanitize your hands, but I actually like washing my hands in the sink, especially when you come from the excursion or maybe you are in a pool, and it feels much better for me at least to be actually washing my hands versus just using the sanitizer. So for me, it's a pro.
Another pro here on the Voyager of the Sea is that they try to expedite and get you out the door onto your excursion as fast as possible, and I really appreciate that. For example, when you come into the dining area in the morning to have breakfast, there's cups of ice already prepared. You just grab your cup, fill it with water or juice, whatever you want. The juices, sometimes they are already poured as well. Your bread, your bagels, they already pre-toasted. Also, the eggs have already been made. So what they'll do is they'll have your typical scrambled eggs that you could just grab a scoop of and use, but omelets are already prepared. Eggs over easy, already prepared. So you just grab it, put it on your plate, and you keep it moving. No need to wait online at an omelet station. But here is what could be a con for that. For some people, they like their eggs a certain way. Now, the omelets they prepare here, they might just put ham or they might put peppers. Some people might want mushrooms. Some people might want only peppers and onions, whatever the case may be. It's not specialized, so you just have to take whatever is here. But I feel at the end of the day, by them doing this, it expedites everything, makes it quickly so you can come and grab your breakfast and you can keep it moving. Now, if you do want specialty omelets made a specific way, you could always go downstairs to the main dining area, sit down, have a waiter come over to you, and you can have your omelet specifically the way you want it. So it's a pro and it's also a con. It depends on how you prefer your eggs, but that's only for eggs. Everything else expedited in and out. Another thing I really do appreciate here on Voyagers of the Seas is that the layout in the dining area, they have the main breakfast items in 4 different places and they're massive. So there's never really a time to wait online. Now, sometimes we notice there has been a line, but it's split on one side, from one side of the ship to the other. It's mirrored. So what happens is when people walk into the dining area, they have a tendency of following everybody else. And we notice there's always a line towards the right side of the dining area, but on the left side, it is completely empty. So there's never really a need for a line. You just go in and choose the breakfast item you want because it's spread out completely around the dining area, which I really appreciate.
Another Voyagers of the Sea pro is the gangway location, always on deck 1. You never get confused. On other ships, sometimes it's deck 4, sometimes it's deck 5. Here on this ship, always deck 1.
Now let's talk about a tech pro. For all you peoples out there who have, what's in this bag? A drone. Well, this is our second sailing, back-to-back sailing out of Puerto Rico. Our first cruise ship was Norwegian Epic. On that cruise, I brought my drone with me. I was able to get on board with my drone. Upon coming out, I brought my drone out, and when I went back in after the first day, they confiscated my drone and they gave me excuses about, oh, that it has a camera, it's on their website, you're not supposed to bring a drone. But the rules is very gray because you're not supposed to bring a drone. On Norwegian website, it states because of the fact that they're protecting their passengers just in case people want to fly their drone around the cruise ships. But it doesn't have anything to do with the islands that you dock. A lot of these places don't have drone regulations where they don't want drones on their islands. You just have restrictions when you always fly a drone, no matter where you fly a drone, as not to fly near airports, not to fly over crowded spaces. So that's just mandatory rules. But they were giving me all different types of rules. I tried to push back on it. They weren't having it. I took my memory card out. They confiscated my drone on the Norwegian Epic, which was our first cruise. We got back here now on the Voyagers of the Sea and no problem whatsoever. And there is the pro. You could take your drone out of Royal Caribbean and they won't say a word and it's not a big deal. So that's definitely a pro in my book. So just something to know: when you bring your drone, be careful that it might be confiscated. Just make sure you check the website for that particular cruise line because different cruise lines seems to have different rules. Royal Caribbean, good in my book. Drone responsibly. Another pro here on Voyagers of the Sea Royal Caribbean is the internet package. Now, we've been sailing on other cruise ships where at times you could only have one device activated. So if you had 2 cell phones, or you had a cell phone and a laptop or an iPad, you would have to buy internet for each one of those separately because only one can be active at a time. But here on Voyagers of the Sea, you can basically buy one internet package for your phone, and if you wanted to check your email on your laptop, all you had to do is log out on your phone and log back in on your laptop. And you could do that with any device, so it's interchangeable. And that's a big pro because, again, you don't have to buy internet for your laptop because that's where you check your emails, and then for your phone or for whatever reasons you use these devices, you don't need to buy separate internet for each device, and that's really cool.
If you are a spa lover, this might be a con for you. The spa here on the Voyagers of the Seas does not have sauna and does not have a hydrotherapy. It only has a small relaxation area. It is nice, but nevertheless, it's still not the full spa experience like on other ships.
Thank you for watching our pros and cons of the Royal Caribbean Voyagers of the Seas.
If you had sailed on this ship before, list your personal pros and cons in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and as usual,
Just be out with us. Gee!